All right, we're live here. I'm going to set it up over here on TikTok as well once I get some people in here. Tonight, we're just going to do a quick Q&A as we do on Mondays usually, whenever there's stuff going on. I don't know about how your weekend's going. Right now, we're still kind of in the middle or the end of this weekend somewhat. As you notice, it looks like I just moved in. Even though I'm just buying this place, I've been here for a year, but never really did anything with this room. Well, we're going to get the cigar lit. Maybe talk about other aspects of spirituality and things like that. I've been exploring all over, researching some stuff. You hear how nice and stale because I didn't humidify them properly. But we're going to talk. Hey Mitzi, what's up? How you doing? We'll be able to talk about your story a little bit too, maybe, or unless it's anonymous, then I'll save that story for something else. Yeah, I'm trying to get this fixed up. Hey Sebastian, how you doing? We're going live here on a Sunday night because I have to do a walkthrough for this place tomorrow. Currently at work, chilling on my break. Oh, nice. Oh, it sucks you gotta work on a Sunday night. But hey, pays the bills for now until manifest something better. I'm doing good. Over here, about to have a cigar. We'll do our live tonight. You know, when do them at different times, you get to appeal to different audiences. I'm gonna throw a TikTok on. I've got so we could get that. Thinking about maybe doing a little bit of scripting and stuff live with you guys. Talking about something. What's up, brother? How you doing, Eric? I'm fine because it's raining. Oh, nice. Yeah, it would be better to make some money than sit around. If you guys haven't been seeing, I've been going live over on TikTok, trying at least once a night. Or once a night every week. We'll go over the chapter of free will, I guess, because that was what I read the other day, and then I've got a kind of a crazy story about that stuff. 1 second. We'll get the stale cigar party started. What's up, Mystic Gang? Apparently, there's a hurricane warning. Well, I guess there is. I heard about that. Something too on the East Coast. There was going to be a hurricane. But you could be like me and walk right through. Like I walked right through a tornado the other day. All right, let's see. We'll get the TikTok one up and going too. I'll just put reading Neville Goddard. Because TikTok, you have to put a background and stuff like that. So I'm doing that. Oh, look at that. It's pretty funny. No, where's the green screen? So I put like Neville in the background. There we go. We're going live there too. So you guys got to drive the chat because there is, TikTok's here, and usually we get a lot of viewers on TikTok. I guess it like spikes up, but they don't really drive a chat, and it's like people are in and out. I like going live on YouTube better because you guys are more consistent. But I hope everything's going well with you guys. I've had a couple thoughts on my mind in terms of manifesting and things like that, and personal stuff, personal growth. We always go through these things sometimes where it's like we start doubting the law sometimes when something's not showing up fast enough. But there's a lot of reasons for that. We could also go over that chapter because I did it on TikTok. You know what? Let me move that over because persistence is the chapter after free will. But before that, I believe the chapter is failure. Whether it be doers. I don't know, is persistent, is failure the last chapter? Faith. Yeah, probably right before that. Yeah, so failure is probably it's one of the last chapters. And it was something I want to talk about because I did talk about it on TikTok the other day. And where Neville talks about failing at stuff. He says, this book would not be complete without some discussion of failure and the attempted use of the law of assumption. I know I've made a video about it before, but I figured cover it again because it's something that's come up where I've had a couple people reach out to me and say that they're done. And you guys know me too. It's like, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to manifest anymore because it's not working, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, you're never not manifesting. I'm looking at different ways because TikTok's here, YouTube's here, but you're never not manifesting. So you're pretty much, if you're either going to control it or you're going to let the circumstances in life control you. So I just think it's a very good chapter to cover his failure. So he says, it is entirely possible that you either have or will have a number of failures in this respect, many of them in really important matters. And I have that highlighted because it is important, because a lot of times we put a lot of weight onto something that we're trying to manifest or something we're working on. And even Neville is admitting that he has failed before. And I did highlight something in another chapter where he starts out quoting Shakespeare, where he says it's way easier to put a pin on there, where it's way easier to tell way easier to teach 20 people than to follow the advice you're teaching the 20 people. And he said, as a teacher, that was something that applies to him, and he wanted to start the chapter like that. I agree with it, because I've failed a million times at this stuff too, but never in a horrible way. I mean, sometimes in a horrible, catastrophic way that made me feel like shit. But I realized you could trace it back. It's not a real failure if you were using the law and you still failed with the law. I've had lots of those moments when I feel like giving up manifesting. Me too. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's like somebody asks me if I ever quit manifesting or quit the law of assumption. The answer is yeah, I quit every fucking day. Every day when something's not working out, I get mad and I quit it. But I mean, I've showed you guys my successes, my failures. I've showed you guys my books where it's like I wrote down what I wanted and then how it came right, like, and how things have done a 180. I've talked about what I was fearing as I was fearing it, and then those things appeared in my reality. So I think the one thing I wanted to accomplish with this channel that you don't see in a lot of other channels will be showing my successes as well as my failures, because through my failure, you can learn that there's no other way to change physical 3D matter than other than your mind and changing yourself. Like Joe Dispenza said, you can't be 3D matter changing 3D matter. It doesn't work. You have to go in the mind to change it and change your concept of yourself. And I know it's hard, and I've beat myself up a million times about it. And it's hard when you have all the eyes of the world on you and people are watching. Even though we're not one of the biggest channels, it's still hard because I want you guys to succeed, and I want to succeed, and I want this to be real. And all I've come to the conclusion is, even in my failures, when traced out and sat back, taking a deep breath and looked at, I was still manifesting, just in the other way, in the wrong direction. Because the only thing in this world we have control over is our mind and our speech. And if we're letting our mind and speech run rampant, or we're letting an outside story change what we think, then that's running our life. And the only thing that's real, not okay, take this with a grain of salt too. Don't like everything is our perception. When you change your perception of things, the things you look at change. Or butchered that a little, but you want to look at things in the best possible manner. I have the concept of no bad days, and I want to make a video on it. And if somebody is still here, she'll know about no bad days. We don't have bad days, because if we're keeping our mind and our speech and our intentions and everything right and pure, we're not going to have bad days. We're going to have things that look bad and ugly, but they're going to lead us to what we want. So hold on a second. Let me read. I'm trying to keep up because I'm trying to read the book, and I've got over here and I got over there. So let's see. This is exactly how I'm feeling at the moment. So perfect timing. Yeah. Just got to keep your head up. And it's like, you know how many times it's like, even like, I mean, you guys have seen it, the struggles I've gone through, especially because most people are here for the SP stuff. When you're manifesting that out of ego, it's difficult and you want to give up on it. I will tell you, persisting through it is an amazing feeling, because once you get it, it's like, wow, I've done it. And like, that's like the peak of it. And then sometimes your self-concept will be so high that you feel unstoppable, and you kind of don't want your thing that you manifested anymore. And oh, hey there, beautiful. What's it called? Ink that's over here. But what do you call it? You will reach the success and feel like it's not as exciting as you thought. You don't really want it, because it's something you've achieved now, and you feel like you could do way more than that, if that makes sense. Your self-concept is so high, and then sometimes if you get an SP, look at me, you guys have watched it live. Me have the SP and get the SP back. My self-concept drains sometimes. And it made me start thinking about, like Neville saying, that man or no man. It's like me picking that woman or no woman. Well, I have all these amazing memories, while I know I can manifest it the perfect way. If there's so much pain and hurt in the past for me personally, I don't know if it's a way of elevating or if it's quitting. That was something I was debating. But for me to walk away from it and feel good walking away from it, That's the state I want you guys to get to. So if it requires you manifesting someone back and realizing that you're better than that and you don't need it anymore, not in an egotistical way, just in a way of you've outgrown it, I would love to see that for you guys. So let me read a little bit of this and I'll jump back in. It says, I got mine back and I don't want him. Yeah, so Ink says she got her SP back and she doesn't want him. And it happened with me and my SP. And it's like a lot of times I will hold on to an amazing Eric, I saw your message just got retracted, but I saw what it started with. So I'm wondering if YouTube took it down because of the name you mentioned. But see, I'm trying to bounce between all this stuff at once. But I saw you mention a certain name, Eric, so maybe rewrite whatever you wrote without that name. All right, so let's go into what Neville has to say about failure. If, having read this book, having a thorough knowledge of the application and working of the law of assumption, you faithfully apply it in an effort to obtain some intense desire and fail, what is the reason? If to the question, did you persist enough, you can answer yes, and you still don't have the attainment of your desires, what is the reason for failure? The answer to this is the most important factor in the successful use of the law of assumption. The time it takes for your assumption to become a fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of your feeling of already being what you want to be, of already having what you desire. So if you fail at manifesting what you want, it's because it doesn't feel natural to you. It's because it doesn't feel natural to you. I just saw over here. She's over here now. And that's like the number one thing why it's not persisting. You're not persisting in it because it doesn't feel natural, or it's something you're trying to obtain and it's over here. It's up on a pedestal. That's what we talk about, knocking them off the pedestal, things like that. What is the reason behind me thinking that if not SP, then no one? I love her and it ended so bad, but the version of her that loved me was great, but I don't give a shit about any other woman but her. Why would I feel that I would never get any other woman like my SP? Well, I can tell you, brother, I've been in the same boat before. It feels like, oh, I can't get anyone better than her. That's all I want. Right now, I don't want anybody else either. I just want her. But at the same time, you guys saw me putting in the work to rebuild myself. And then you saw me take like a week off. It's like my mind I know it requires work for me to forget things that have happened. Because like they say, the only time the past can exist in the present is if you bring it there. Stuff in the past has been so bad, it's not her walking away. For me, it's me walking away. And that was why I chose to do that. And now why I'm choosing to not like continue it. But if I were to do that, like I said, it's a thing of self-elevation. Like I still believe you can manifest your SP back. I believe you can pick any person you want and do this because I've applied it and it's worked. And I've applied it to multiple people. I've changed people who were fucking complete assholes to me into nice people. But it's to the degree you're self-persuaded. Like Neville said, to the degree you could make it feel natural and feel, what is it? Well, how did he word it exactly? The time it takes your assumption to become a fact, your desire to be fulfilled, is directly proportionate to the naturalness of the feeling of already being what you want to be and having what you desire. So if it doesn't feel natural and you're still not self-persuading yourself, it's very difficult. I removed it because I misspelled a few things. Because your self-concept, because your self-concept is probably down too. I did the Andrew Tate morning affirmations. I want to see how good life can get, and had a good day, a good fun day. See, that's awesome. He does have a lot of great affirmations and stuff like that. You just can't ever give him credit because people get all sour about it. But he is a great manifester. Same thing if you want to mention Trump too. People get all upset with him too. But it's like you got to give credit to people who are good at manifesting, and it's usually from a very high self-concept, almost sometimes in an arrogant way, but a very high self-concept. We should just be humble with. That's my personal opinion. But if you ever notice, very arrogant people are very good at manifesting. But you have to stop going to the bad and persist in it. Persist in the wish fulfilled. Yeah, a lot of times, especially when you have history with someone, you're being sucked back into the bad memories, and you have to go to the wish fulfilled. but it can be very difficult. I'm telling you now, it's like 2.5 years of ups and downs. I know those people who have been trying to manifest someone who's had way more history than me and my SP. But sometimes, even though you know that it's a different version, even though you know you're jumping into a different reality, the pain might be too much, or it might still be too triggering. And it's something that you have to decide if you're willing, that you're going to keep making the fight and the adjustment to deal with every time that those thoughts come up. That it's going to be something, and you can't project it onto that person. That's something I would do. I would bring it up and try to change things in the 3D reality and argue about stuff because of stuff that happened in the past. And what does that do? That just triggers more of the negative in the 3D reality by taking those 3D steps. And then by sitting in those thoughts, it just brings more. And I never wanted to be the person who would say, oh, I'm just chalking this up because I muddied it all up. I heard a coach say that years ago, and I thought that was stupid, because law of assumption is you can have, be, do, and have exactly whatever you want. There is no limitations to it. However, being in the state that I'm in, where it's like, how many, like for me, and I don't know if it applies to anyone else, and if you need to hear this, it's okay to chalk it up and still not want somebody else, but to just be obsessed and wanting the best version of yourself. That's really putting yourself up on the pedestal. And when I've done that in the past, the SP does come right back in, because you are an attractive, magnetic person. If you do that, you'll let go of the need, and they'll come to you magically. Exactly. Just like what I was saying. I come from a generation that has thick skin. It doesn't bother me who says what. Yeah, that's something that bothered me a lot, was like worrying about, like, oh, what's everyone going to think? Are people going to call me a simp? This and that. But oh, you're talking about the name, yeah. But I was talking about then. I thought you were saying, like, we're taking an SP back after a bad situation. It's like, yeah, I was worried. I would worry about what people thought about me because of that, and that's something else that it's killing off of the ego. Like doing this whole thing, I think the beautiful thing of an SP journey is it teaches you to transcend a lot of stuff, worrying what other people think, and learning to forgive, learning unconditional love, learning all that. I do think that's the beautiful part that comes with manifesting an SP, but the same thing. Sorry, let me see. 3.5 years for me, and now he's back. Oh, well. Yeah, you're done with the mink. Sorry, English is not my first language, but with normal, it means normal. Like, not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big, normal means like feels natural, not a big deal. It's like you're used to it. Yep, you can't control the 3D, only persistently in your mind, and it comes to see. Yeah, that's the one thing I have learned, is it is all just directly your mind creating reality. That's the only thing I've learned that creates reality, is your thoughts. Natural means normal, yeah. Normal is the feeling about the heart wants what the heart wants. Exactly. Like I'd say, there's still a huge part of me that wants her, but I don't like the version I'm getting, and I'm not accepting it. And this is where the boundaries come in. I've talked about setting boundaries before. I've done it before, but it can be difficult because it could lead into another no contact. It could lead into something else. But then it's also letting go of the ego to say, okay, I want this person no matter what. But for me, it's like I've done a lot in the 3D. I've done even more in the 4D. And it's like I don't want to do any work in the 4D, just want it to come to me in the 3D. And it's almost like a laziness thing at the end. That's why I personally am stepping back from it. And I'm feeling more healthy. I'm still in communication with SP. We still talk, but it's hard for me to hang out and find that feeling that I used to have. It doesn't feel the same anymore. But like I said, a lot of times I just wanted to, I guess I didn't want to let everyone down on the channel. And I remember you guys have seen it through a lot of lives. I was like, oh, if I don't keep her, then I let everyone down. But the truth was, it's like, no, I know how to manifest. I've done it. I've proved a point, and it's not letting anyone down, especially if I've learned things from it and I can help you guys. And that's my goal. And then I think it's like you have to reach this point on your own where I'm at, and not wanting anyone else, but realizing in that time of not wanting anyone else, you start to learn what other things do you want in life. Desire is what drives us. It's what builds us into achieving more. So that's what I'm excited about now, is like growing more spiritually, learning more about these teachings, building this channel, meeting people, traveling the world, attaining my dreams. I mean, look, I got the merch for this channel, some new stuff I worked on. That's from my comedy channel, writing comedy skits, reconnecting with people. There's so many more things to life that I would sit around thinking like, oh, and Ink knows because I talk to her on a daily basis. It's like, oh, well, SP did this and SP did that while I'm out with my family and my friends and I'm missing things. Or beautiful women want to hang out with me and I'm missing it because SP has become this whole thing up here. And that's the thing that I want everyone to get away from, because that's also when they come back too, is when they're not important. Ben was wearing your hat today. He's been thinking about you, Nick. Oh, that's awesome. I just got this new hat today too. So who manifested who? Living your life because you're on your pedestal. Exactly. For me, the 3D is saying for anyone that don't know about manifestation, that's no way can that happen. But I know it will, even if I don't know how. Well, that's the thing, Sebastian. You don't have to know the how. The how is not your concern. If I could flip back to this other chapter called Free Will by Neville in his book, he says, in the first thing, the question is often asked, what should be done between the assumption of the wish fulfilled and its realization? Nothing. He puts nothing all by itself. Nothing is to be done between the wish fulfilled and its realization. It is delusional that other than assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you can do anything to aid in the realization of your desire. You think you can do something, you want to do something, but actually you can do nothing. The illusion of free will is to do, with the illusion of free will to do, is but ignorance of the law of assumption upon which all action is based. Everything happens automatically. All that befalls you, all that is done by you, happens. Your assumptions, conscious or unconscious, direct all thought and action to their fulfillment. To understand the law of assumption, to be convinced of its truth, meaning getting rid of the illusions about free will to act. Your free will means freedom to select any idea you desire. By assuming the idea to already be a fact, it is converted into reality. Beyond that, free will ends and everything happens in harmony with the concept assumed. So, the free will we have is the free will to choose what life we want and feeling it done. And that's all we can really do there. You don't have to know and you don't have to believe. It just happens either way. Exactly. What if SP came back and asked what you did this whole time and you have nothing good to say? Live your life, have fun, enjoy it. You'll have great things to mention when SP comes back. Keep yourself on that pedestal. Exactly. That's a good point, too. And I heard a coach say that once before. Like, what if they come back? They're like, well, what have you done in all this time? And we have 11 viewers and one like 111. There you go. Everybody go to your wish fulfilled ending and visualize it for a second. Every time I see the angel numbers, that's what I do. Because remember, I say they have no meaning. And we have one viewer on TikTok. So 11111. But you want to have a life because you don't know how long we're here for. Life is short. And it's like if you spent this whole time crying about one person or feeling bad about not having them, you wasted yours for someone else and you put them on a pedestal. You gave up your power to create. You gave up everything that you could have manifested. Boy, this cigar is really dying. Really stale. After you have practiced, you already assume there is no free will. We see it over and over. Yeah. The only free will we have is to choose what we want and focus on it. What's funny is they always say TikTok is like the big place where your lives take off. And I always had that assumption too, but then I started assuming I always do better on YouTube. We've got more viewers than we usually do. We're up to 11. Maybe nighttime viewers or nighttime lives are a little bit better. You know, there's another thing too. I always thought we would get better views on Sunday nights than we do on Monday mornings, but I used to put them to Monday mornings because my SP would usually still be hanging out with me and I'd be tired by Sunday night. But putting me on the pedestal and putting the channel on the pedestal and everything that's important to me here avoids that. But tomorrow I'm actually doing this because I have that. Oh wait, look, ink this here. We could go live together. Were you getting ads or something? I like how you jump back and forth too. Should we go live together, Inked, or are you busy? Oh, the ads were good. I didn't realize there's so many ads. Or was that yes to going live? We could do a battle at the same time. But let me resume while I'm waiting on her answer. I got a few minutes. I can. Okay, well, we're going to get Ink on here then. I have sent her an invite. Ink, should I turn the camera for everyone to be able to see you? Or are we still keeping you anonymous? Okay, let's take over to the TikTok. Let me go live first and invite me. Okay, what else were we going to talk about? The fact that it does not feel natural to you to be what you imagine yourself to be is the secret of your failure. I got that highlighted too. I highlighted a lot of the important parts. It's the feeling of it not feeling natural. Yes, let's see. Invite. Place your awareness as what you want. Exactly. And having like an affirmation or like something, like one of the things that you guys know I like to do is write stuff down in my books when I script them and stuff like that. Like the stuff I scripted for SP's birthday weekend, it actually happened other than like a fight and stuff and like I just kept feeling like, is this going to drive us further apart and stuff as I got in there. So my assumptions were so heavy then that they made it too difficult for me to change things versus like just relaxing, writing it in the book, trusting it's going to happen, like my affirmation, and trust everything's going to work out in my favor. Let me see. I'm just making sure. Okay, she's already invited. Or this. Hold on. Go live with none of those people. Okay, let's go back to here. Stop making excuses on why y'all can't have what you don't have. Also, Inked, we would like to have your monologue on live. Coach, let us know the time beforehand in your community post. Okay, yeah, I've been trying to do that. I tried to like post it where it's like, I'll say like 15, 30 minutes before, but I'm trying to get a consistent time on weekdays to go live over here on TikTok. Just because it's easier, it's on my phone. I could sit on the couch, listen to music or something over there. Because here I can't play no music, but we can listen to. Oh, look, here we go. Here she is.
There he is.
We got Inked over here. Should I show the chat who you are or not yet?
Yeah, you can. I mean,
okay.
If they see me on TikTok, they're going to see a lot of my videos anyway.
Yes. This is, here we go. Here's Inked and me.
Hi, guys.
You finally see the mystics. I think Sundays are better than Monday to go live. I think so too. It seems like because everybody's winding down from the weekend. And you know what?
Well, they're supposed to be.
Yeah, let SP do her thing, and I will stick with the
put the battle on.
Okay, cool. Is this the battle screen? Or is this just going live together?
This is the battle screen.
Okay. Because I was going to say there's another way where we could go live together too. I have one viewer. Viewer, tap it. Do you got a lot of viewers on yours?
I don't know.
Sometimes it doesn't appear. It wasn't appearing for me earlier. Let's see. I think Sundays is better than Monday too.
Can't see viewers.
Mitzi says, Ink, you're fine as fuck. Damn.
Thank you.
She said, thank you. Oh, you can hear it right here.
Yeah, I can't see comments unless they're on TikTok, but.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are on there, she's on here too if you want to follow her. You're going to have to start.
It's not under Inked and Beautiful.
No, it's not. It's under her Christian name.
No, it's under my married name that I never changed.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that was your married name.
Yeah, nobody can pronounce my maiden name, so.
I thought it was, I was like, it's Italian, but I didn't know if you were Italian. It is Italian, right?
It's Portuguese, actually.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What is your real name? Is like Polish? Is it? If it's hard to pronounce, or German?
It's Dutch.
Oh,
My
well,
maiden name is Dutch.
that's the third
Yeah.
guess. Something Germanic.
Well, because there's a Berg at the end, everybody thought I was Jewish.
Oh,
I was
that
like,
makes
no,
sense.
not that I know of. I don't know.
Yeah.
My family line is a mud,
Yeah.
so I have no room in my heart for hate for anybody.
Yeah. That's like Reverend Ike said that same thing at one of his things where he was like I think he was like native, he was black, native, white, and I think he was Dutch or something too. And it was like he had like 5 different nationalities. He goes, I can't hate anybody.
I got it all in my bloodline, so
Yeah.
all I've got is love.
H wants to know more about your experience with taking SP off the pedestal and all this experience, because your stuff really took off a lot in January, I think, right? Both of us were like rebooting our stuff in January, but SP came back kind of quickly when you came around the channel originally, right?
Yeah, it was hot and cold behavior.
Mhm.
There was a lot of, okay, so just to start off with, I had been chasing him for many years, and he always promised me that once he got a divorce, that he and I would move in together, it'd be great, and I always had this assumption that he was lying to me, and sure enough, that's exactly what he was doing. So, he came back. It was right after my uncle had died. He came back. We had our night together, and I kind of lost my temper with him because I was like, I'm tired of all your BS excuses. And he left. He disappeared, and we were in no contact for 10 months. And during that time, I learned that he had actually moved in with another woman, which really kind of brought me to my knees and just broke my heart. But at that point, I said, okay, look, life goes on. If it's over, it's over.
Mhm.
I'm going to decide to be happy no matter what. But I also decided that this was a really good time to test the law.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was I wanted to test intentions and affirmations. So that's what I did. Anytime I thought about him, anytime I felt any kind of fear, anytime any kind of negative thought came, I would cut it off immediately. I would say an intention, as long as it felt good. So sometimes it'd only be like 3 times. And the intention that I said was, I intend that SP blows up my phone or is blowing up my phone. And I would just say that over and over again. And I would say, I intend, but then it would naturally go into SP is blowing up my phone.
Yeah.
Well, when I started doing that, I think it took about 2 months. And I had no sign that anything was happening. Nothing was working in my favor. Nothing. I just persisted. And it's like, okay, I got busy. I started trying to date other people. And I was actually getting ready to go on a date with a guy. And for some reason, he went total radio silence on me. Then I thought, okay, well, I'm looking good. I feel good. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go window shop and see some places that I wanted to. When I got done doing that, there was a message from SP on my phone. And it was like, oh my God. And he was trying to trick me into thinking that it was a mistake texting me. He was trying to text another errand that he knew.
Yeah.
And so I didn't buy into it. I didn't bite. I didn't respond to him. I was like, no, he's going to come at me correctly or I'm not going to respond. And then about an hour, I want to say an hour later, he literally blew up my phone for 7 hours.
I remember that day too because you were texting me.
My mind was blown. I was like, I probably should have been more detailed about this. But he came over, he called me, and he just kept coming around. But then I started spiraling again with my thoughts. I stopped affirming and I just started spiraling. And finally, I got sick of it. I got sick of the hot and cold behavior. I got sick of everything. So I just started affirming again just to play with it. I didn't care. At this point, I don't care. Yeah. So I started affirming that he chases me desperately. And that's what he's he's been doing. I mean, he's
Yeah.
been buying my kids presents. He's been calling me. He's been coming over. He's been taking me out. He actually bought me something for my birthday. I was like, who are you?
Yeah. It's a perfect example to show that, I mean, you could even change somebody like that. And then it's like, that's why you don't give up on the stuff, because, I mean, look at your situation. You've seen mine turn around before, but my ego prevents me from letting go of the old story. And you know the old story more intimately than most of the channel, because I just haven't thought about, I've hinted at it. And most people have probably figured out what happened with mine. And it was a fear of what was going to happen, and it did. And then in the time apart, a fear of what something that was going to happen did, and now it's living with what has happened, and not being able to release it is putting me back where I want. And
Right.
I break all my own rules. It's like checking social media, doing this, doing that, reaching out, saying, well, was it ultimatums, things like that. And it's like, well, where's all that getting me? Breaking every rule I've ever taught, everything I've discovered to work, but it feels more natural and like to live in 3D than actually live in the manifesting fourth dimension. So that's the one thing I want people to be able to take from this channel is like, my failures can be your success. My success can be your success. It's just, if I can't let go of something, not for you guys to give up hope on. That's why I kept trying to keep her around. It's like, for me, I know what's good for me right now is to let it go. Not saying I won't wind up with my SP. And an example for my SP would be, this is something to give people hope too. I mean, this was someone who's not even manifesting, doesn't know manifesting, but she talked about the first guy that she was ever with, like her first boyfriend, when they were 14 or whatever. They didn't, like, they broke up, and then 5 years went by. She dated other people, became a mom, things like that. And 5 years later, she went to a party, and this guy was at the party. He moved to another country. He came back here, moved there. They met up, and then they wound up getting married and having 2 kids of their own. So that's someone who doesn't even, but if you know my SP and you've seen stuff, my SP has very high self concept. So
Yeah.
I'm very strong. You know my SP more than most
Way
of the
more
time.
self concept than she should.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, settle that self concept down a little bit. But you kind of think when everybody in your reality tells you that you found gold, that you would stop digging in the dirt. But hey,
Yeah. I mean, but think about it. Like, you and I, under normal circumstances, never would have given our SPs a second look on the street.
no,
Never.
I didn't even want to give her a second look when I first met her. I was just like, all right, it's a woman, that's it. And then hanging out and hooking up for a while. It's just a lady, and then what happens when you catch feelings, and now the race is on. Now the hard stuff is on. Stories accumulate, panic and anxiety develops. I like how, actually, when you were telling your story, Eric wrote, "This is getting good. Let me get my drink."
But that's it. I mean, that's a good thing, though, when you really stop and think about it. Like, we fell for people that normally we would not have given a second look to.
Yeah.
So that's okay. First of all, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yep.
And then secondly, understand that they are going to show up exactly the way you assume that they're going to show up. And I can remember being honest with myself, and if you guys are honest with yourselves as well, going back, thinking, what was I thinking back then? This guy is a freaking player. He's using me. He's a narcissist, and yada, yada, yada down the line. And that's exactly what he played out.
Yeah, whatever you assume they'll be, that's what they become. Even if they're not, that you start writing a story. That goes back to, you're the writer and director and producer of your own film.
Now, you don't have to believe your affirmations or your techniques or anything. Like, I love to visualize just to feel good.
Yeah, that's my favorite
Normally,
thing.
I wouldn't do that as a technique, but at night when I'm going to bed, just before I fall asleep, I love to visualize.
Yeah.
During the day, when I'm busy, I'm working on the computer or doing whatever, I say affirmations and intentions because that's easy. And to be honest with you, I'm a very lazy manifester. I don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
I just want it to come to me and, be done with it. But you don't have to believe your affirmations or anything either. The more you say, I believe in repetitive affirming, not robotic, constantly day in and day out, 24/7, because you will burn out and it will suck. But anytime you think about it, or anytime you start to get a negative thought or fear or doubt that anything's going to happen, cut it off.
Yep.
Cut it off right then and there. Say your affirmations or do your technique. And that's where the work comes in.
Yep.
You can't control anything in the 3D. The more you try to manipulate the 3D to go towards your favor, the more it's going to push back.
Yep. And it's like even before this, like I texted you earlier. I was like, oh, I feel like I should send a message. What is the message going to do? No matter, I will tell you this. If you guys have learned from me, from my good and my bad, I am an amazing writer, poet, creative type person. I have eloquently put things like outlining where all our good was. I have created great love notes. I've done every romantic gesture out there and taken a woman around the world, this and that. None of that mattered. But she found me at my lowest when I was not putting any effort into it. I was just assuming, oh man, this chick's going to fall for me. And I was worried that she was going to fall for me. So that's why worry and excitement are the two strongest things. I was worried she was going to fall for me. And I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't. I hope she doesn't. Because this is a hookup for me. And it was like, okay, I'm not worried about anything else. But when I put in, and she found me when my chest was just torn. I was weak in the gym. I was fat. I was at my lowest point in life. And that's when she was falling for me. Yep. When I started elevating and I started knowing my worth and stuff like that, I was feeling good. But that was the one thing. That's why you can elevate and you have all these other women chasing you, or for women, you have all these guys chasing you. You have everything going for you, but you can't get this one thing. It's because you have some kind of negative story to that one thing. So just having a general self-concept doesn't help either sometimes.
No. I mean, and like I said, it's a lot of mental work that you put into it.
Yeah.
But the payoff is better than getting the wish fulfilled. It's better than just getting the SP or the money or whatever it is, because now you know that if you persist, if you do the mental work, you're gonna get whatever it is you want, and all of it. You just have to be, you just have to persist in it.
I would like to be bold enough to state one. And here, we'll talk about, we just read the chapter on failure right now too. I'm gonna put this in the book. My affirmations for a time limit. We'll do one on a time crunch. Because if it doesn't happen, who gives a fuck? Like, that's the mindset you need to have.
I don't like time crunches. I mean, because it's just too much pressure on my mind. That's why I say intentions a lot. And a lot of people ask what's the difference between intentions and affirmations. An affirmation, let's say you're talking about your SP, but you do have a negative story about it.
Yeah.
An affirmation is, they love me, they love me, they love me. In the back of your mind, your subconscious is pushing out going, are you high? No, they don't love you, But if you say, I intend, they're in love with me, or they're chasing me, or whatever, that means it somehow gets through, but you're more relaxed and it's more believable for you.
Yeah. Here, I wrote this one down.
Hey, OG Dad Bod.
Say, SP spends Halloween with me. That's a far enough, because I did start middle of September the first year when I did this, and it was by Halloween, and we wound up, it was the week before Halloween we started talking, and I didn't think we were going to spend Halloween together, because I'm like, well, it's close enough to a time crunch. Oh yeah, there we go. It's like I was like, okay, cool. We're like, I was like, I'm not going to get SP by Halloween, but whatever. Then it wound up being that Friday, she got really drunk, and she was like, hey, I'm getting a tattoo. Do you want to come see me? Yes. Boom. So I fly like 100 miles an hour to go meet her. And we wound up spending the whole weekend together, and turned out to be that Sunday was Halloween. And we were together on Halloween. We went to a pumpkin patch, all that stuff like that. So I wrote it down now. I'm bold enough to say that, even though I just said I'm giving up on her. That's why it doesn't really matter to me, because I was just flipping through and I'm like, man, I did script a SP out of thin air, which I thought as I was going through, I'm like, man, I'm kind of like.
Happy birthday to your girl. Happy birthday to her.
Oh, damn. Look at that. You're kicking my ass already. You got 7 points. What is this one? Oh, yeah. I was going to say manifesting an SP out of thin air. It's like, man, I look at that and I was like, okay, damn. That SP out of thin air is a lot more attractive and better for me than. Yeah.
And you did. You manifested a couple of SPs out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I just chose not to continue with them, and there was nothing wrong with that. It's just like I was putting one up on a pedestal that, okay, this one that I have here, because I was like feeling some kind of dedication because the channel a lot of the stuff I learned on the channel was because of that particular SP. So
Yeah, and you wanted the one to be obsessed with you, and ooh, buddy, she
she was
was.
so obsessed with me, and she still like will sometimes send me a junk message. So, and it was just a thing, and it was funny because when you start focusing on a new SP, sometimes you're focusing on that ideal feeling. Your current SP comes back with that feeling too.
Well, yeah, it's funny because every time I just like would give up on SP1, it was like SP2. I was totally into him. SP1 started coming around, and then apparently he started hanging out with SP2, asking all sorts of questions,
Yeah,
which I wasn't cool with because I was like, really? Y'all spying on me?
yeah. Let's
It's
see.
crazy. It's
We
crazy.
have
Now I'm just enjoying myself doing TikTok. I don't even care about any of them.
that's
I've met
how I
amazing
feel.
people on TikTok. You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, SP3.
Yes.
I would say SP2 would be. I've mentioned her name before too on here because who knows? Maybe that's the bridge of events, bridge of incidents that unfolds. But Carly King, the Star Wars YouTuber, that would be the perfect like SP that I should probably manifest. Working out, martial arts, Star Wars nerd like myself, imagination. The only thing is she's not 40 years old, but that's okay.
Speaking of movies and stuff, I want to. I've got to finish up on my Star Wars series on Disney Plus, and I still have yet to see Indiana Jones.
Oh, you need to see that one.
I know.
It's. I will say that this newest Indiana Jones is like I would say Crystal Skull is way better than it. This one doesn't. It doesn't feel like Indiana Jones, but it's Indiana Jones. The first beginning of the movie is Indiana Jones. Then it becomes something else.
I've got to watch it because I've seen all the other ones. I've read the books. I mean, Indiana Jones was my original SP. So I've got to see it before he croaks.
Yeah, no, you got to see it. It's what was the one thing I was gonna say about? Oh, I sent you that one TikTok too that would be good for you to do with that one kid who was doing the German guy's impression.
Oh yeah.
He usually impersonates Indiana Jones.
That's a long one though.
It is.
But I mean, I know the scene by heart, so.
Yeah, me too. I was hoping at the end of it that it would have Indiana Jones with the whip, like let her go. And I was like, so if you did that, I would just duet your duet of that with me like showing up in the Indiana Jones costume. But let's see, we have some.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I kind of wanted to see his face melt, but.
Oh yeah, that would be good. get that effect. It says we have a comment that says inked. Were there any feelings just before you got contact?
No, I know.
It sometimes will surprise you.
So this is what happened. I had no idea that it was about to happen. I did not know. I was feeling good about myself. Now there is one thing I will say that just before it happened, I was told that he was kicked out by that woman, kicked out of where he was living.
Yeah.
Because we have mutual friends. At that point, I knew it was a done deal, but I wasn't focused on him. I still would occasionally say my intentions, and then I focused on myself. I did my makeup. I got out. I did things that I liked, and it just happened. It was like, there it is. Okay, so.
There you go. You won. There, you're going to get a nice streak going. You're going to get a nice streak going.
Yeah.
I have one viewer, and it has no username, but I'm like 99% sure. My assumption is it's my mom. Mommy, tap the screen.
Hey,
oh, also, if it is my mom, she bought you one of these, and I got to send it out.
Oh my goodness, seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. I really want to meet her one day.
Oh, you will. Next time, we'll do a FaceTime next time. She met another person that was doing a call with the lady I was telling you about. When I was talking to the psychic. We talked. That's something else I want to get into talking about too. Is like that stuff, but it kind of is not. It's like not manifesting related. It's just interesting spiritual stuff that I like to talk about. Because I'm just enthralled with the whole spirituality thing. Just manifesting is my specialty because it's something I've been good at.
Well, you know what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully this coming weekend. I'm going to be going to an abandoned cemetery and I'm going to use the spirit boxes to try and communicate.
That's what I
Because
would have
I
liked. I
heard
used to
some
watch those when I was a
crazy
kid.
stuff come out of that.
Yeah, that stuff I used to watch as a kid, and it's like, oh, I would definitely do that. If I lived in Florida, I would visit you. I'm thinking of one of these weekends. I get out of work at 2:30 on Saturdays, and I don't have to go back till 8 a.m. on Tuesdays. And I heard flights are like only like $100 to Florida round trip. I'm gonna have to come down there and go with you one of these weekends.
Yeah,
I might
definitely
just do that. Let me see. Hold on. Nick, best affirmations. I want a small waist, big butt girl. My favorite affirmations. Oh, that was one of mine, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. My new SP out of thin air. About 5'4", sexy booty, hourglass figure, double D boobs, Italian or Latina, dark hair, maybe a blonde streak like SP. Loves working out, very loyal and supportive. That part, let's focus on that part. Genuine pop culture nerd, not just like the girls who pretend that they are. Spiritual minded, respects me, always honest, really horny, wants to travel and make content with me. That's how quick it is. You just rip through that here and there.
You have to get the horny part in.
I have to get that part in because what else am I? What am I doing?
I mean, that's when I get mine, he's gonna have to be ready to go.
He sounds like perfect girl.
I'm not one of those. What was I used to watch a video where it's like, if you're angry with your man, withhold love from them or love making from them, and it's like, why am I punishing myself?
Yeah.
No.
It's like I noticed females can go a longer time, I guess, but it's like, well, some SPs can go a longer time, but
I mean, I need a round 2, round 3. I mean, if I still got it in me, let's go.
Yeah, that's where I was looking for. Not all right. Time for bed. Wake the fuck up. You're older than my SP, and it's like, come on, wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Like, no, if I'm getting it, I'm gonna get as much as I can.
Yeah. It's like if I only got Friday and Saturday, well, we only got Friday and Saturday. Like this, make the most of it.
Exactly.
It's Eric says, "Damn inked," and then put the face on. Rounds. Mitzi says rounds all night. See, this is better. Like I said, I was going to send a message earlier, but it's like, you know what? Go here, because sometimes that's why I like doing these lives, because I think a lot of times when manifesting, we all get lonely and stuff. So it's like, all right, you know what? Mystic manifesting family, come in and let's all like talk about other stuff to keep our minds distracted, keep our positive vibes up, and talk about our stories. Write your scripts if you have to, do your visualizations if you have to, and then here's this. That's why I put my Flex Entertainment stuff out there too, because it's like, okay, put comedy out there too, laugh at stuff. Inked makes some funny videos too. Watch things that make you laugh and smile and are good, lighthearted things instead of taking everything so seriously. Because
distraction is the best thing you can do when you're manifesting. I mean, seriously, when they say let go, you need to let go of the need. You need to let go of the obsession of having it. You need to do the techniques and persist in it by all means. You're not gonna be letting go of wanting it.
Yeah.
But you really do need to become relaxed and just let it come to you. I don't follow law of attraction at all. I think it's a pain in the butt. I'm not gonna say it doesn't work, but it's a pain in the butt for me.
Vibrations and this and that.
What they say is when you're gripping that wish fulfilled so tightly that it can't come to you, it's true. You have to just let it go and just say, okay, it's coming. I don't know when, I don't know how. And that's another thing I like to say is I don't know when, I don't know how, but I know it's mine.
Yeah.
So
that's a good one to have. It's a good affirmation.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I just laughed over here when you were saying that because I looked over and saw what Mitzi wrote. She goes, I want to be able to reach for my inhaler.
That was good. Hold on.
Yeah. Like, let me get a cigarette. let me get a cigarette. Let me get my inhaler. Let's do this.
Let me have a smoke first.
Yeah.
Go back to round 15. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of drinks, hold up. I promised myself a beer tonight.
There you go. I had one a little while ago.
Ow, 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 ow.
See, this is why I need an SP living with me. So I'll be, hey, we're doing a live. Bring one in here.
Right?
because I got the computer set up and I can't just walk with the phone. I did label this as Q&A, so if anyone has questions, like drop them still. This is, like I said, I try to do these to answer the stuff for anyone who can't do coaching. You know who's a mirror to me, I feel like, as a coach? Would be Naya. Naya every time Naya drops a daily video, but literally it's the stuff I'm thinking about the night before or the morning of. Like, she had one about coaching and stuff like that, about how people get upset over the coaching prices and things like that, and making it feel like you have to buy coaching. And I'm like, or like somebody's like, yeah, for $300 you could solve our problems. It's like, no, like, we're giving the information away for free. Like it's like you're only paying for that because it's extra help if you need it.
Seriously, you guys don't need to pay for coaching, but sometimes it helps because the coach is not. They're not close to the situation, so they can tell you kind of where you're messing up. A lot of times, Nick will text me, and I'll be like, "Whoa!
Yeah.
This is what I'm seeing."
Yeah.
And he'll do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Whoa! Stop!"
And it's funny, as the coach who's not attached to the situation, you could see things that they can't, because like that thing that Greg Plitt used to say. It's like, I'm so caught up in the trees I can't see the forest. And I want to tell the story a little bit too about what I heard through the Medium today too, about that same analogy. But what do you call it? Yeah, when I go to you, it's like, that's why it's important to have it's like the mailman who delivers the mailman. Oh my goodness, my thing just jumped forward. Thank you to whoever sent the gift that's not telling me. But thank you for whoever. Oh, it's likes. It's a bunch of likes. Thank you. I appreciate it. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it's like you're like, as the coach, you're disconnected from it. So even as a coach, it's like I get breaking down at times, like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Is this fake? And then you go to someone who, like, a coach has a coach, or like some therapists go to other therapists. It's like, okay, why? Where am I fucking up? What am I missing here? And then you'll call me on my bullshit, and I do the same thing with you. Let's see. Dion says, hello, everyone. Just got here. Have no idea what's going on. You get your cigarettes, and I'll get mine. I just got on. Who's the lady talking? The lady talking is Inked, Dion. Here, I'll show you. You guys know her. We're going live together on TikTok. Inked has actually manifested success. In less than a month, I would say you hit your goal on TikTok.
In less than a week. Well, yeah,
it was less than a week. Yeah.
Yeah. When I actually started affirming that I would reach my goal, it took, I think, 3 days.
And I've got one that's like every one of my videos hits, and like, as you've seen, almost all my videos, I got a video on there with 5,000 views that was no effort at all. It was just a thing of me working out with. It wasn't even working out. It was just me sitting on a bench with a Star Wars line, 650 likes or whatever, like 5,000 views. It was something that I just affirmed, that I've been playing with your idea, affirmations. Yeah. And that's been helping. At the end, it's Ink. Yeah, and it's Ink talking. So we, what do you call it? I just brain farted. I don't know.
Our roots are going to start getting foggy.
Oh, yeah. You're smoking too. I'm happy that they're not like banning us or getting upset over it either. Like, sometimes they would.
Yeah.
I like at least 2 with the Mystic ones. Like, we get really no viewers. Like, I would say Green Luna. So thank you for the likes and everything. Green Luna. And I think the other viewer is my mom, but the other viewer hasn't answered. So unless it's my mom with it on mute. Those are my viewers.
It is your mom. It's nice to meet you, Mom.
Yeah.
I want to meet you in person one day.
Yeah. When we go down to Disney. That's one of my things for this year. It's like, I would just like to go so much more full time into all this, but at the same time, it's like, that's my affirmation out, slowly but surely working its way up. Oh, I won one.
Hey.
There we go.
But Mom, I keep telling him he's not to take you to Disney when it's hot and humid. He's got to wait till it cools down, which we're starting to actually get a little bit of a cool down. So
hopefully it's still 90.
No. You think about being crowded with all those people and 90-degree temperatures.
Oh, yeah.
It's nasty.
I think I've only ever gone in late September, early October, because I went with my brother and then I went with SP last year.
Yeah, I don't like going to theme parks. I don't like to go camping or anything when it's hot. It's got to be nice and cool. So.
I've been. Oh, hold on, wait. This thing just like got bigger right
Hey, look
now.
at you. You got 23. Bam.
Damn, I did jump up. Hold on.
Yeah, you
Congrats on the
did.
win. Oh, hold on. Green Luna says, I've been in a cycle with SP. When I feel he's about to make us official, he gives the no title talk. Oh, you're right in the same thing that I've been in. And then my mom says, thank you for thinking about me, inked. With the heat. My mom does not like heat or humidity. I like how this made it bigger, but I don't know how to like. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have the big chat. Swipe left to close. Like Tinder, swipe left. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Um, so Green Luna, I've been in that cycle before too, and I would say the best thing is not to react to it because it gets closer to official then too. Because like I would keep trying to bring it up, like, oh, what's going on? And the reason you don't want, the reason you want the title is to make it where they're loyal to you. Whereas if I would have just let it play out naturally, and even my SP would say lines like "trust the process," "is true," like blah blah blah. I was just like, no, that means there's someone else. That means there's someone else. And then what happened is I manifested somebody else in because I wasn't feeling worthy enough for that title. So I didn't get the title. So I assumed it was because SP didn't want to be with me. And then what's the alternative? The alternative is you have zero at the end of the day. So in a way, it's like you're setting a boundary. So it's hard because you're trying to set the boundary that this is what I want. But at the same time, you're taking 3D action to get it. Whereas instead of just going through and hitting gratitude, or like one of my favorite things is waking up every morning. I'm so grateful that I have my SP and she's my girlfriend. I'm so grateful that this is already done. Gratitude is an affirmation, but an affirmation from the end that it's already done. And when I was official with her, it was she like it took her being in a relationship with somebody else and me saying that, and then when it all fell apart and I was going balls to the wall, we were official overnight. It was literally like a really drunken night where we decided to be official, and things went really well after that. And it took all the, but that was when I did no work, and then when I spent all like a year with her, it was like every time we'd get close where it was like basically a title and everything, I would just freak the fuck out and start doing 3D actions. And I would text you and it'd be like, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting everyone on the channel down. And this is all a mess. And then what happened? Pushed it away, pushed it away. Then there would be time of no talking. And then I found out about a third party and then breakup. And then now I'm where I'm at now. And it's just like, okay, part of me is like, I just don't want to continue that anymore. I just want to,
Get tired of it.
yeah, I get tired of it where it's like, okay, I just personally, I've proved everything I can with the law, and I've learned from my failures and my successes what I want with my SP in life. It's like, okay, if I do, well, you have to come back fully conformed where I'm not doing any more work. And if it's not that, then I don't want anyone else. And just because I don't want anyone else and I don't want to play this game anymore, I could still affirm for it, visualize for it. And if it doesn't play out, it doesn't play out, but we already know whether you believe it or not. If you're doing the work, you get it. So the best thing is like the least effort is the most success rate. It's as stupid as it sounds. The least work you put in, like so, if you're going on dates with your SP and you're doing all this stuff that with SP, where it's basically a relationship already but no title, I would say leave it alone. Hit gratitude for it every day. I'm so grateful this is an official relationship. I'm so or the more you emphasize too on it's official, make you think of the lack. So just say I'm grateful I'm in this relationship, or I'm grateful I have this person because you're probably talking to them all day, or as frequently as you can. And if you can't, then you move to inner conversations. You sleep with them every night in your imagination if you're not physically sleeping with them, and you're just using your imagination to fill in the gaps that aren't there where you're not satisfied.
Yeah, you're using your imagination just to feel good. Like what you want, you already have in your minds. The
Yeah.
mind can't tell the difference between what you're really allowing yourself to dive into imaginally or what's really happening in the 3D. I can tell you when I was first chasing SP1, I would have the most hellacious arguments in my head with him. And I remember one day I was cleaning house and I was arguing with him so passionately in my mind that when I snapped out of it, it was almost like, oh, I'm actually cleaning my dining room table. But it felt so real and the emotions just boiled up in me. And I stopped myself and I said, I probably shouldn't be having these thoughts. But I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm human. I'm going to be mad. Let my emotions get out. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not kidding you. It was either that night or the very next night. That exact same argument took place in the same spot, the same words. And when I walked off, I went, I can't be mad. This is my fault.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you really become aware of your thoughts. And that's where the mental work comes in. You
Yeah.
have to be aware of your thoughts, and you have to cut those negative thoughts off. And it sounds to me like right now you have an assumption that as soon as things start going good and he's almost about to put a title to it, he backs off.
Yeah.
So if you're being honest with yourself, it sounds like you either assume this or you have a deep-rooted fear that that's going to happen. You need to, and that's where self-concept will come in and help you. Hell no, he loves me. Yes, he wants to be with me. I am the priority. You know, things like that. I've done that, just that self-concept alone. And I've seen SPs come out and say, wow, I can't stop thinking about you. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's like you've done, like, I've had that play out, and it's not just like with SPs, like, well, because it's a specific person, but I've had it with bosses where I've had fights with them in my head every single day, and then it would play out. With SP, I had to fight, or it could be done in a loving way too. Every like I was going to sleep every night with her telling me I'm so stupid for not choosing you, and blah blah blah, and this and that. Well, the next time when we got together before we became official, that one time was like when we were laying in bed. She goes, "I'm so stupid for leaving you. I gave up on so many good men like you in my life," and blah blah blah, and everything I played. Yeah, and she was drunk, and it's like, and I always had that assumption too. The more she drinks, the more she loves me, and blah blah blah. That was one I used to tell you, and every time she would drink and we'd be talking, she'd be like, "Oh, come over," but then I'd get there and she'd be fucking sleeping. So it would just be, "Oh, I'm sleeping next to her." So
yeah, same.
So
that's
close enough.
another thing I want to say. Because I'm guilty of it. We all are. Okay, don't settle for breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Please don't settle for breadcrumbs. Don't be like, "Oh my God, they called me.
Yeah.
Wish fulfilled." No.
You're really good at setting the boundaries too. Yeah, you've been better at that than me. I made videos on setting boundaries, and you took that one really well when we did that, setting the boundaries, and you've set them, and it's played out way better in your favor. When I would set some boundaries, and when you do it, you have to do it with the real intention too, because you might also be met with, "All right, fine, I don't care, I'm leaving then." And then you, no, wait. You're like the Punisher. No, wait. You gotta.
I got this video I'm about to post where like people do that to me, and I'm like, oh no,
yeah.
Go ahead, do it. I'm in control here.
Yeah.
Like, you're not part of my life.
Yeah. 1 second. Let me see. We got a question over here, and then I'm going to get over to Green Luna's message there. I manifest my SP in my life, but his hot and cold killed me. One night, gone real bad. He said he is done with me because I disrespected him really bad. Can I bring him back again? Well, Paris Rush, I don't know how I'm Paris, I could say that part of your name. So yes, you can. I've had stuff with my SP twice, said, but this will never happen again. We're not going to speak again. I'm sorry. It's been good. And we've been really bad. We've had 2 really bad breakups and 2 nice ones, but either one, it was, we're never going to speak again. It's the same person too. It's like, we're never going to speak again. I've said, no, you know what? Like, I believed it at the time, and I was torn apart, and my heart's on the ground, and I feel like garbage. But I changed my assumption, changed my thinking, went balls to the wall. And within a month or 2, it would be back. And it always happens. Like, I always say within 2 weeks, but I start counting after like the rebuild, because you got to like pick yourself up. It's like usually like 2 weeks to a month to kind of pick yourself up mentally, regather up the strength and everything. Then from there, that's usually when it will start hitting. And then let's see.
Well, even this last time when she went off on you, and she's like, "Don't stop, you're disrespecting me. I don't ever want to do this again. It's done, blah, blah, blah." And then she came back like a little lost puppy dog.
Yep. And that's what. And so what? You went and started banging somebody else here. We'll get real. I'll tell the whole chat everything. You found somebody else. Yes. Did I do stuff in the time apart? Yeah, because I made an assumption she's going to do something too. Right. But it's like, okay, as long as I'll drop everybody if you drop everyone. And then now it's like, but why am I saying that? Because I have a fear she won't drop whoever this mystery person is. And then it leads into more stuff. But if you set that boundary and just say, whatever, like, just leave it. But
right to you.
I was just looking at, that's what distracted me. I was wondering what happened there. Like, that's why I lost my train of thought. I was like, what happened to her neck? It looks like her neck is red.
It wasn't no love making, that's for sure.
There's too many boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on a 3-win streak. Whoa. Yeah. We'll do another one. Let's see. Do you have any viewers?
I have no idea. idea. I can't even see. Like
That's
I
what.
thought last time I was able to see if I had viewers. I can't see.
Sometimes like it doesn't show up. Let me see. I want to read her question real quick. Yes, we went to Cancun and everything was great. And the last day of the trip, he brought it up again. I have a hard time setting boundaries with SP.
That's self-concept.
Set wide-eyed we. Oh, thank you for the weenies. I'll tell the story about them in a second. Because I said if I put the I don't know, like it lets you pick what kind of gift you like, and I don't know. I just picked the hot dog. I think
You
it's
got the goal.
yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, so I put that. So thank you for that, Green Luna. And setting, yes, I've been difficult with setting boundaries too. And just because, like, if you don't set boundaries, yeah, it's cool. You could still manifest your SP if you're cool with settling for certain things. But yeah, it's like you see, you guys went on a trip together and everything, and I was doing that too. Instead of like, that means that person's pretty serious about you, but at the same time, it's how you take it. I was taking it as, oh, there's going to be a third party. I'm going to still lose her and everything. Despite all those trips, it's like if I would have just left it alone, that hey, we're going on trips. We've got this going for us. That this person's choosing me. But I had that fear of there being somebody else, and then sure enough, what played out. So when you're setting your boundary, it's like, okay, be prepared for whatever. But also, like, the more you harp on it too, and this is something I'm just as guilty of too. It's very difficult for me because I'm very guilty of this. So it's easier to tell people what to do than actually be the person who does it. But it's like that one is like the willingness to walk away from it. And then two would be if you're cool with it and trusting the process and you're just cool with where you are now and it's not killing you at the moment to not have the title. What's killing you is the assumption that there's somebody else and that's why you need the title.
Yeah. Plus, also, a lot of times too, when you're not sticking to your boundaries that you set, it's out of fear. And so if you're not sticking to those boundaries because you're afraid they're going to be like, well, forget you and then walk off, then your mind is not in the right place. And that's okay because you can always reset and you can always start over again and put yourself in the right place. But you guys got to remember, this specific person, this specific job, all this stuff, you don't need it in your life to be happy.
Yeah.
It's just a complement to your life, to what you want. Okay, you decide. You can look at all these rich people who have all the money in the world. They have so much money they can influence whoever they want to sleep with them or be with them or whatever. They're not happy.
Yeah.
There's always something else that they're going to want. So you choose what makes you happy. For me, is TikTok. I have found my niche in life.
Yeah.
It's great. And plus I volunteer a lot, so I stay busy. And I love meeting new people. I love getting out. I love traveling. So that's what I focus on. And the more I focus on that and myself, the more people come back around in my life because it's like, hey, whoa, hold on. Where's all this attention I was getting? And they feel it. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I believe strongly in the runner-chaser dynamic. Once you start running, they start chasing.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's like, and the more you reach out and the more you're like, hold on, can we try to work through this and this and that? Then it's just it just fucks it up.
Yep. It's taking 3D action.
Yep.
And that just never works. I mean, and I'm not going to say you can ever, although Neville did talk about a manifestation miscarriage, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like any wish fulfilled that you have is completely lost because you can always start over if you have the desire, to do so. You can always start over.
Yeah.
But you have to persist no matter what you're seeing, no matter what you're hearing. Hey, with my SP, I figured it was done and over with.
Yep.
He was with another woman.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, I like to manifest in that I'm playing a game of let's test the law.
Yep. When you're playing a game, it's the game of life then, and it's easy because it's a game.
Exactly. And nothing really matters. I mean, nothing is that important unless you put meaning on it. I'm sorry, I'm starting to lose my voice.
No, you're good. It's all the smoking that we're doing. I was feeling mine get a little raspy too. I was gonna say what do you call it? Like, just like we're playing this game now, we're doing battles on TikTok. Win, lose, or draw, we're having fun. The end result is it's a game. And just like life is a game, or it's the play. And your only thing that matters is at the end of the day, you're going to take off this costume of life when we all die, which we're all going to do. It's the only thing that's promised is we're going to die. And we're going to realize oh man, it was just a great time. And I produced a really good play, or I produced a really bad one too. Oh wait, how did I pulled off a win somehow? Well, thank you, Green Luna, or whoever sent it, or mommy, or whoever.
But it is. It's focusing on you. That's why you never put anything that you want, a desire. I'm not even gonna say SP, but it doesn't matter what desire. You never put it on a pedestal where you miss out on living your best life.
Yeah.
You live your best life and you still have your desires. You do your techniques, you persist in them, and they're going to come to you.
Yeah.
But they usually come when you're not focused on them.
Yep. And that's the thing. It's like what was the line that my dad used to say, who's actually sleeping in another room right now? It's like when you least expect it, expect it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a total mind F, if you will, because it's true when they say when you either move on, you give up or whatever. And really when you just go into your imagination and you just do it because it feels good, it happens. I can say I never once was chasing SP2. I just went into my mind because he was a cutie patootie. I thought, okay, well, this feels good. Next thing I know, he's chasing me like crazy. And I'm like, whoa, where'd this come from?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, right, because I felt it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm going to catch up over here real quick. Let me ask you and Inked if you have limiting thoughts on how do you handle it. Also, if you affirm, do you affirm excessively a lot? Well, let me ask you and Inked if you have limiting thoughts. How do you? Oh, if you do have limiting thoughts, how do you handle them? And when you affirm, do you affirm excessively? Well, when I affirm, it's not excessive. It's just when I feel that I need it. And I'm say that's the same for you, right?
Yeah, I don't. I've tried the robotic affirming where it was like just affirming all day long, the 10,000 affirmation challenge, if you will.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that you will get burnout.
Yeah.
Here's what I like to do when I affirm. It's anytime that I have a negative thought. So to address that, anytime that I do have a negative thought, a bad feeling, if I'm scared, if I'm doubting that this is working, if I start to spiral and go into an argument into my mind, anything like that, this is where being aware of your thoughts, that's where the work comes in. You cut it off immediately.
Yeah.
And then you say your affirmations.
Yeah.
For me, saying my affirmations was maybe 3 times if I was pretty relaxed. Sometimes I would say it 100 times. Whenever it felt good to stop. But that's it. I stopped and then I got busy doing something.
Yeah.
So.
And then I just saw, as you were saying, I got busy doing something. That's how Eric wrote. I like going on hikes and listening to affirmations. That's a good way to do it too. It's like you just kind of let it like seep in. If you like listening to the audio versions or your own, or you could use the parrot one to listen to your own. But yeah, it's like, and in terms of limiting beliefs, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I still get my ass kicked by limiting beliefs left and right all the time, but it's just fighting them with either affirmations, visualizations. And I mean, you guys know my SP's name is Lily. So it's Lily Loves Me. So it's LL. And I like alliterations because I like writing and stuff like that. So I will stick to that because it just sounds and rolls off good. So it's like, okay, Lily loves me. And there we go. And also, thanks, Green Luna. I think she just left too, but she said thank you before she left. So thank you for all the hot dogs and likes that you sent.
One thing I will tell you that worked for me back when I did want SP1, I got so frustrated by him never being around that one night as I was going to bed, and Nick, you've done this too. One night as I was going to bed, I said, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to give it to myself. And I fell asleep feeling like or imagining that I was laying in his arms. Y'all, I'm not even kidding you. I fell asleep in that, and an hour later, he came to my house, woke me up because he had a key to my house at the time. He probably still does, but that's what the chain's for. But no, and he climbed into bed with me, and I was like, what? Like, it just blows your mind. So when you really give up trying to chase this shadow of a 3D world and you just go into your mind and let yourself have it.
Yeah.
That's when you get it.
Yeah. I mean, last night I had like a really good, I overslept this morning, but I had like this really good, like me and SP was like, it was a very vivid, real dream where I woke up on my parents' couch because I had a few drinks last night over by their house, and my car died too, so it's still over there. I had to get a ride over here, but I I fell asleep over there. I didn't even realize it. It was like 1 in the morning or something. I was having drinks and I passed out on the couch. And I woke up like I thought I was in her bed because we had like very intense, passionate, real sex. I was like, oh my God. I woke up. I'm like, hold it. Like I was disoriented because I went to turn to the right because I was like sleeping on whatever side of the couch. Like this is the inside of the couch. I went to turn that way and I hit the couch. I'm like, oh, because usually I have to climb over her the way her room is set up to jump over her to get out to go pee. I'm like, what is going? Like it was literally like Neville said, when you wake up from it, you're in the wrong. Like it's like, what the hell just happened? And
Yeah.
that's when you really get into that state. And it felt good. I felt really good this morning, but I kept having that feeling. Don't check social media. Don't check. And then she posted some hot pictures today, and it triggered me because it's like because we're not together right now at the moment. So
Stay off of social media.
the social media will get you.
Stalk them on that because okay, so here's what happens when you check on their social media. It's because you're afraid you're going to see something that you don't want to see.
And you're looking for it in a way.
It's like they're keeping tabs on it. So eventually you're going to start seeing things that you don't want to see. Stay off of it. You know,
Yep.
I am so grateful that my SP1 blocked me everywhere.
Being blocked is a blessing.
It really is
Yeah.
because I could not check up on him.
Yeah.
Now I know he's spying on me. And
Yeah.
it cracks me up. And it's like, dude, you had your chance, but I've met better people that
Yeah.
I wish to be with now. So
Yeah, and now it's moved, and it's like you never know what's going to happen. It could wind up for me too, of being that way. Because right now I don't want nobody. If I want anyone, it's her, but not this version of her. Like it's like I released this version, and
exactly.
that
This is not the version you want to chase.
And that's
This
like-
is not the person you want.
it's like what Tom Kieran says too. It's like give, and I've read this in actually a couple other books. I believe it's in Seth's book, and I think Dolores Cannon talks about it too. Is you accept that this is a version of reality that could happen. You're just shifting to the version that you want to live in, and meaning there's infinite. That's why everyone as you pushed out is. So it's like there's infinite versions of me, you. Like there's a version of us that we're not this version, but we are our free will. Like Neville just said in that chapter, is to choose the person we want to be and the desire we want to have, and that's our only free will. No one to change but self.
And it's so funny. I mean, you and I mirror each other so much. It's kind of spooky,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. I mean,
Yeah,
usually anything you're going through, I'm going through at the same time. And
Yeah.
it's funny how that works, but it is. And another reason why, and I will say this for any of the viewers, if you cannot drop that old story, move on.
yeah,
I have still an assumption that my first SP is going to, because it's something in his nature, he is going to physically hurt me again. And I can't drop that.
Yeah.
So I decided to move on.
yeah,
And I promised you I would.
yeah.
So
I was glad to see you did, and I did too.
And I met somebody that was amazing, and I've met a lot of amazing people just doing things that I love, and
Following your passion.
yeah, exactly, and that's the best way to do it because I'm not missing out on things that I love. Spending more time with my kids. I actually cleaned my bed off tonight.
There you go. Not sharing your bed with the laundry.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
I actually got on my son's case. I was like, dude, you need to clean your bed off. It's like a dog bed in there. It's so trashed. And then I looked over at mine. I said, okay, I'll do mine too.
yeah. So I was just thinking, what was it? I lost my train of thought. I had an intrusive thought pop in my head actually right now, and it's like I'm not even something I'm manifesting anymore, but it popped in my head, and it's like you see how it will throw you off. But
Yes. Stop it. You cut it off right then and there.
Yep.
And don't let it happen.
Yeah, but I was gonna say following your passion and stuff like that. Like by doing this, it's like okay, but like so many people, like not so many, but I've had at least 3 in the past month who've come to me with giving up on their SP and finding someone who turned out to be better. And I used to not want it because I felt very law of attraction-y, but you've proved it and I've proved it that you can manifest a specific person back. But it's like if you're too attached to the old story, like you said, you can't drop it, then you're better off just letting them go because you can't drop it. And then even with like sacrificing a lot of ego and stuff like that, which I've done, it's very hard to drop it and let it go.
And then you stay in a vicious cycle.
Yeah. Because then you do the techniques, they come back, they're conforming but not fully. You see signs that it's not fully done. You freak the fuck out. It projects more onto that. You realize it, so you energize it, like Reverend Ike said, and then you're just tearing your hair out more, trying to figure out what the fuck did you do wrong, even though you know what you did wrong. And then you just, like that's like you said, just give it up at certain times. Not give it up as in like you should, but if you don't, it's like that's the thing you have to change. And let's
you have to decide what you have to decide that your mental stability, your happiness, your well-being overall is more important than to continue chasing something that keeps hurting you.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel that we have to go through that just so we can go, I'm tired of this. I deserve better. And sometimes that's where self-concept does come in. You know, you're tired of the pain.
Yeah, your self-concept is through the roof where it's almost like you don't need that anymore. Like that's what me and Tone had talked about one time, and he said the same thing that, hey, it's like I don't have this SP anymore, but it's fine because my self-concept is through the roof, and like that's why she's gone because I don't need her anymore. For ladies, he's gone. And
I wonder if I can tap yours.
I don't know. Let me see what happens if. Oh, I could tap my own too. I'm targeting myself.
You can tap yours.
Yeah, I'm putting. Oh, it's saying I like my own thing. Let me see. I was going to read this one question. I have a question. When I'm going through my day, I just have some random thoughts or affirmations related to my SP coming to my mind. Is that a good thing? Something like my SP loves me. Yeah, that's a good thing. It shows that your mind is impressed, and you're in that state where you're like, okay, cool. Like I already know. Like those are becoming your natural assumptions if you're not even forcing yourself to say those.
Right, and the more, and that's part of it becoming natural to you. Is that as soon as you think of the wish fulfilled or your desire, your mind automatically will go to they love me or whatever your affirmation is, and that's how it becomes natural. But you're relaxed into it, you're not needy of it, and then you go on about your day.
Yeah,
and that's just the best way to do anything.
Yeah. And let's see. Deanne says, "Thank you, Inked, because I had that's similar to what I told someone, meaning about like affirmations, not like affirming your balls off."
Right.
Yo, Inked, did you have resentment against SP when he came back and the old thoughts came back? That's from H. You seem pretty happy at the time, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I was excited, but still there was that old story festering in my head. But no, I don't know. Even to this day, I don't resent him for anything because I now understand that it was a learning process for me.
Yeah.
I understand where my thoughts were that when everything was happening. And I take full responsibility that my thoughts are what caused it. So I forgive myself. I forgive him for just having to play that part. And no, absolutely no resentment. Do I want to hang out with him? No. I know he's going to contact me this weekend and say, hey, I don't have a kid, but I'm going to be like, that's great, but I have plans.
Yeah. It's the point where you don't have to resent them. Like I still don't resent my SP and I'm not going to. Right. It's good times. Maybe one day in the future, years down the road, I'll pursue it. Or if she turns the fuck around completely now where it's like, I can't, like she's meeting the list of this new SP I scripted out, then until then, it's like being happy and feeling that you have it now. That's when it comes in.
Right, and it's your choice. You can reconsider the situation. Do you want to pursue it if they do start to come in? If you've dropped that old story and they come in the way that you want them to, but sometimes you find you just don't have that attraction for them anymore. But that's your self-concept. I was driving out tonight. I was taking my kids to their father. And there was this dude on the motorcycle, and he was checking me out. And I was just like, yeah, you are. And it put a smile on my face. I wasn't thinking, I'm the sexy beast or anything. But, I'm good enough for that.
You're checking out. You're getting the feedback on it. And that's why I loved about, like, now I'm noticing it more in my own reality, too. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, I don't really, not that you're going to, like, just, like, start chasing everyone else or not chasing them or, like, just fucking everybody, but it's just like feels nice to be able to get that attention.
Yeah, and I'm like, I
It's
know
3D
other
feedback.
people kind of assume that about me. I am so particular. I don't sleep with anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Just not. I wanted to say though, you are looking mighty tan, Mister.
Oh, thank you. That's only on here. If you go over to YouTube, it's pale as fuck. Yeah, this one does a nice job, but like if you look at like I don't know if you're seeing it on my TikToks I'm posting. Am I getting whitewashed in there? And I feel like it's all faded and white and like blurry in all those videos.
I haven't really paid attention to that. I just kind of like pay attention to your face in the story, but I'll go back and look at them.
Yeah, if you see it, yeah, I don't know why, because it's like fucking it up, but I feel
Yeah.
I like this tan. I was actually just thinking before I came on here, I was in the bathroom and I was like, you know what? I need to go to a tanning place and get some tan because today was like our last like 80-degree day probably for a while. It's going down to the 70s, unfortunately.
Oh, that sounds like heaven.
Oh no.
Yes. I'm so tired of sweating.
Oh, no, I love it. Let's see. Hold on. I guess I missed a comment over here. Let me read everything. Like to go on hikes. I read that one. Thank you. Did you have any resentment? No, she didn't. Deleted social media to prevent negative thoughts. That's good to do. So I don't get on SP's profile. That's good if you have to delete your social media. This morning I had a dream of my SP stalking me. I've had a few good dreams of giving SP the glizzy. I wake up feeling so good. Those are the best dreams. And it says, you skipped over my comment above Sebastian. Let's see. Not to be disrespectful, but who is Inked? I don't know her. But from her few minutes listening to her, she's just like you, Nick. Inked sounds relatable and blends well with the live. Inked has been here since day one. Inked is actually the one who convinced me to stay on the channel like a few weeks after starting the channel. So she's been around since the very beginning of the channel. She usually is in all the lives, almost like moderating everything and answering questions when I get swept up in all this. So, yeah, Inked has been around since day one.
Yep. I was like, you're not going anywhere, mister. I like you too much.
Yeah. I was like, because I stopped posting for a while, and then you emailed me, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm doing something good here. And then here I am. And it's kind of like maybe that's what Neville meant when you're called.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have a naturalness about you, and you don't sound like one of those people that just want your money.
Yeah.
You genuinely want to help people.
I've turned money down.
You've struggled with that for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your friend that you spoke to recently.
Yeah.
And but there's no harm in helping people, and that's a job. You're providing a service, but people can tell that you're real.
Yeah, and it's one of the things too. I think when somebody is coaching with you and they pay for it, they've got skin in the game now. Like you take advantage of stuff when you get it for free at times. Like somebody who gets their education paid for them might fuck off all throughout school and not put any effort into it, versus someone who has to struggle and work 3 jobs to go to college or whatever. Yeah. They're going to be dealing with that.
Here's another way I look at it, because I paid for coaching once a long time ago. And here's another way I look at it. Okay, I paid for the coaching. I paid for my SP. Now I expect to get it. It's like an Amazon purchase.
Yeah. It's like you've done the work, you've paid for it. So it's like, there you go. Yeah. That's actually, that's why I felt it was a little bit better, because you've now like when I paid for the coaching too, I'm like, okay, well, I've paid for something so great that I know it's going to work. And that's why when I do coach people, I usually go over the time limit and I'll make sure that they know the stuff. And especially like if I don't have a client after them, I'll spend extra time just to make sure everyone's good to go. And let me answer this message right now. My friend said, how'd the live go? Still on it. Let me see. I'm a person to manifest multiple things at once by affirming or writing. They say start soon as waking up. What do you do if waking up, half sleep, and having multiple thoughts coming to you at once? So, half asleep, having multiple thoughts. Well, what I do usually, my thing is in the morning, I hit gratitude in the morning. So things I want, instead of affirming for them, I'm just being thankful for them, feeling that I already have them. And that's my morning thing. And sometimes I'll be half asleep. I'm only,
my question is, what
yes,
are
it
the
is.
thoughts coming to you? Like, are they negative thoughts?
No, he's saying like he has multiple desires. So like SP, maybe a job, money, dream life. So I think it's easier to roll them all into one. Neville liked to focus on one. I was reading that chapter the other day, I think on the live, was he he had what do you call it? He preferred to do one at a time, but you can do multiple. So like what I would do is like with SP, like okay, I want my comedy stuff to take off and all that stuff, and I wanted to do the manifestation project, like the Manhattan Project, but manifestation project where it's a big expo of all spiritually minded people all meeting up and like picturing myself at a booth or something with like the Mystic merch, or is this the Mystic one? Yeah, or the Flex merch and stuff like that. Signing hats and things like that, and meeting everybody, taking pictures, things like that, and then holding SP's hand. So it's like I'm picturing myself living that life or traveling around with her. So if I want to travel more, I'm waking up in bed somewhere else with her next to me. What's that? Oh,
Just wanted to say thank you, no musician. I got some roses.
oh, nice. There. Oh yeah, look at that. You're kicking my ass.
So the lullaby method is another thing that
I don't
we'll
even know.
talk. And if you have multiple desires, just like that woman who had multiple needs, she would, in a way, use the "Isn't it wonderful" technique.
Oh yeah.
I don't like that because I have a potty mouth. So, but it's the same concept. Like, I'm very sassy about if I have a general affirmation. In TikTok, where I won't get banned, I freaking love getting everything I want. It is
Yeah.
freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
And you can say that over and over again, and it does make you feel better. So if you have multiple desires, that's what I would probably recommend. The reason they say that, do it just as you're falling asleep and just as you're waking up, is because that's when your subconscious is still open.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the best time to, yeah. And when you're doing it in the morning, like if you like affirming and writing, one of the things I would do is like maybe affirm, and if you those are your two methods, maybe use affirmations in the morning so you don't have to wake up and roll and write, but or just kind of sitting there in a meditative state, or if you feel like writing, write it all down. But like start picturing like put it all in your dream life, or as you're going to sleep, write about your dream life or your affirmations for it as you're falling asleep, then knock out, wake up and be grateful for everything. Like when I do the sleep method, sleeping with SP, it's like, okay, I'm falling asleep with her, but I'm not thinking of anything, or I'm so grateful I'm in this situation. Then boom, next thing in the morning I wake up, and when I wake up, I'm so grateful that I've slept with SP and we had a great night, and things like that. And so that would hit my affirmations in the morning or gratitude.
So what I will say this too, because I know Nick, you did this one time where you went balls to the wall,
Mhm.
and you did every technique out there.
Yep.
And you're just like, I am covering all corners. I don't care.
Yep.
For me, trying to script something seems like homework, and I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate writing, so I don't do it. Whatever technique makes you feel the absolute best and really gets you into a good feeling state, that's the technique you need to use and need to persist with.
Yeah.
I like affirmations and intentions because, like I said, I'm lazy.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a lot of work into this. I feel like I shouldn't have to. So that's why I use them. Again, the only time that I like to visualize is just because I want to feel good, and I got a hell of an imagination.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, but it's just to feel good. Any other time, it's an intention or affirmation for me. But that's what feels best.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I always try to do with clients is I try to find like what works, what are they using already, and what do they like, and then go from there. And let's see. Wait, is that Inked and Beautiful from the chat? Yes, it is. Inked Sunday has been good so far. I'm a lazy manifester too. LOL. Yeah.
It feels good, and I've seen so much results just by being a lazy manifester that it's like, if it's working, why change it?
Yeah, it's so laid back.
Yeah, it is.
And that's kind of what I've moved into now more too. It's like I felt like I needed to do all this stuff. Now it's like if you're just so busy all the time, I don't got time to sit around and do all this stuff. I'll script when I feel like it. Like I carry the notebooks around with me, and it's like I don't know. It's like, am I writing it or am I not? I don't feel like it. Tonight I might.
Somebody like Hannah, she loves to write.
Yeah.
She would write. I even feel like if you have the talent for drawing, draw out your manifestation.
Tone had a method like that, which I never even thought about. He was drawing them, I think, or he would rap because he sings and does music, so he was rapping his stuff too.
I tried doing that, but my raps
they didn't work.
They're so stupid.
Yeah. One of my friends was doing that for a while too, and he's actually pretty good at it, but I don't know what his results were. I never followed up on it. I know he was trying it, but he liked scripting, and he was doing. I remember like when he was in separation from his SP, he was writing every day like a diary or journal about his day, talking about what he did that day, but then inserting his SP into the story where she would fit in the day, and that worked for him. And for me, I like to write movie scripts and stuff. So I've written my scripting in terms of like it looks like a movie script at times.
Yeah.
So
I love your movie scripts. The only one I don't like is the cockroach or when the dad comes out with a bloody hand.
oh yeah, that was supposed to be the what was that? Supposed to be like
Sandpaper, toilet paper.
oh yeah, that one. I was thinking about the one where he cut his hand off the neighbor. That one was based off my neighbor I grew up with. Oh yeah, where he had a shit.
I was like, dude, he didn't wash his hands.
Yeah. And the best is like only like that's all very loosely based on my dad. So he hates those like some of the lines we use are from my dad. But it was never like he never wiped his ass with toilet paper and didn't wash his hands like covered with sandpaper. But I know he hates those. I thought it was
The
more
one
of
that you just recently did, or I don't know how recent it was, but was the chiropractor and the woman farts.
oh, that one I reposted. That was one of my most successful videos for a long time. And I didn't know what to do because I never wanted, like, I didn't think they were going to be popular, but I see you do duets all the time. So I found that video and I was like, what if there's a fucking weirdo sniffed the thing? And it was like, and I just with my big nose just putting on, and I was like, I don't know how many times I should sniff it. And I did it like 3
My
times.
son has been torturing me with that because when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh my god!" And now Ben, like, he'll sit there and he'll fart, and then he'll like throw his nose down on it. I'm gonna kill Nick.
Yeah. There was I saved another chiropractor one too, where this guy he cracks this other guy's back, and the guy goes and it was like I'm like there are so many things you could put with that, and I was like, but one of them someone already did. It's like when you hit your late 20s and the guy goes to pick something up and then he falls with that sound effect in the back. Oh yeah, that's true. Let's see. And welcome race car. If you're still here, I see you popped in. Yeah, it says only one viewer, but welcome race car. We're talking about everything. I may or may not have referenced a certain story about a guy I knew once that journaled about his SP every day, and even when they were not together, and things wound up working out. Is the Fuhrer in the back or Walt? Is that the Fuhrer in the back or Walt Disney? That's Neville Goddard, sir. If you guys are on YouTube, if you go on TikTok, Neville is my background. I'm using him on the green screen.
But I mean, if you think about it, he's the original "What wishes can come true."
Oh, he was. Yeah, he's the one who did it before Walt Disney.
Yep.
Let's see. I have multiple desires, but some loved ones in the hospital / medical situation. So I write manifestation list. Morning to cover those things and affirm everything on the list is true. Wait, people are farting, sniffing, cracking backs, and moaning on TikTok now. Yeah, well, I'll address the first part. With multiple stuff like when my mom was in the hospital and we thought she was going to die, and that I'm pretty sure that is her in the chat. When we thought she was going to die, we were used the I remember when she was sick and in the hospital and stuff, but I was still manifesting my SP at this time, and other stuff was going. Oh wait, no, that happened. Damn, that was a long time ago because that happened when I was manifesting the first SP that I wasn't able to. I was trying to manifest an SP. I was focused on trying to get my mom out of the hospital. Then my uncle was getting like early dementia mixed with alcohol, and when he was and he was going to. Oh, well, because of the food drinking will cause the what do you call it? Alzheimer's. I'm getting it too.
Like, yeah. Like he's been experiencing that, but.
Yeah, well, it's like my uncle I think was like 46 or something at the time. So it was like the next day they were going to send him to the. I'm not going to say insane asylum, but not insane asylum. Whatever you send people who can't like care facility or something, I guess. The next day I was like, remember when? And I did this visualization real quick. Here's how fast manifesting works. I did a visualization of him drinking again in my aunt's yard and toasting me in the middle of summer, and which he never done. I've never seen him toast me or anything like that. that next summer he wound up moving in with my aunt, was living there, and he was sitting in the yard and he had a bunch of beer bottles by his feet, just like my visualization does that. And
Feel
then
bad
I
about
remembered
drinking
as you're drinking, yeah. And then and then I told my brother we did the I remember when through tears and stuff with my mom being sick, and we're like, remember when she was sick? Yeah, that was crazy. It's nice she's on vacation now. And then the next day, like I mean, pretty much the doctor was preparing my dad for the worst. Next day, she was better and on the mend, and even the doctor was kind of throwing back. My uncle woke up the next morning, and like the doctors were they went to take him, he remembered everything. So like those two things were happening at the same time. And throughout that day, I was affirming for this other SP and trying to do techniques, focus on that. And my grandpa's house had burned down at this time. This is what I was saying. I was in a downward spiral, so all this negative shit was happening around me. So I just started, if I could do a technique here, bam. What felt natural for my mom? I remember when a visualization felt natural for my uncle. Um, and then everything started working out in our favor, and things were going good. And they, what do you call it? My mom was on the mend, and then she said, she goes, I feel like I'm on vacation here. And I was like, man, that's the affirmation we use too. So, yeah, that was one of them. Let's see, we have another. Oh, and then people are farting, sniffing, cracking backs. Yes, a chiropractor cracked the girl's back, and then I did a video where I was sniffing a chair or a couch, saying the chiropractor 3 seconds after she leaves, and that's like a thing. Like back cracking and farts on TikTok is like a thing now.
There's so much on TikTok. Oh my god.
How many times do I need to do inner conversations about the same thing? For example, I'm manifesting SP, and does it have to be the same each time? No, you don't have to. You don't have to do the same inner conversation each time. It's whatever feels natural, and as many times as you want to talk to them. Like I would talk to my SP all day while I was at work. Because like, how often do you argue with people before you have the real argument with them? As much as it feels natural, and as much as you're angry. So it's like, okay, I was having inner conversations with, um, what do you call it? I would have inner conversations with my SP all day at work. Like if I got a job I didn't like, it's like you'll never guess what these motherfuckers are making me do right now. So then I would be talking to her about that, and then I would be talking about whatever came to my mind. And then if it was something that didn't pertain to her, I'm not talking to her about it. So it's like just whenever the inner conversations felt natural. You don't have to do it all day long.
No. In fact, I suggest you don't do it all day long because you will get burnt out on it. Like I said, I don't know if you were in the room when I said this, but when I had that inner argument with my SP, it played out word for word, right in the same place, same time of night, everything, But I was so deeply involved into that inner conversation that I was a little bit surprised when I came out of it and I was back in my house, my apartment cleaning. So when you really get deep into it and you feel everything, but you can switch it up for sure because I mean, how many times are you going to say the same thing over and over again? That's not natural. When we
Yeah,
talk to our SPs, we talk to them about a whole bunch of different things. Anybody in life.
yeah.
So
It's just
keep it natural. If there's a specific thing that you're trying to get them to say, sure, the visualizations will come with the words and the
yeah,
feelings, but other than that, switch it up and do whatever feels good. This is all about making you feel good,
yeah. Feeling
and
is the secret at
somehow
the end.
3D just happens to echo that.
Yeah, yeah. Feeling is the secret, as they say, and it's like, damn. And that's I mean that's those these techniques don't mean anything. You're the manifester, not the techniques. The techniques are tools to get what you need or to get you
I
into
can
the state.
remember saying something like, there was a situation where I had a cat that was afraid of everybody. It wasn't my cat, but it was a neighborhood cat,
Yeah,
afraid of everybody. And he started getting friendly with me, but he was still too afraid to go upstairs where I lived. And one day I petted him and he climbed upstairs. I literally walked into my house and I said, I assume that cat's going to feel comfortable going into my house. It was just a quick thought. And I'm not kidding, like 10 seconds later, he was inside my house trying to move in. And I was like, nope, I'm sorry.
yeah. It's like be
I
careful what
remember.
you. It is like a genie. It's like about be careful what you wish for.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure. That's why I have a problem with general affirmations or any kind of general technique because I have seen general results that I didn't exactly want. And we can't. Some people say you can, and I guess if you're really, really practiced at this, you can, but you can't choose how it's going to come to you. So I like to be very specific in a way that I know my mind is going to understand it, and that's how it's going to come to me.
Yeah.
So
I was just saying, I don't know, we're getting a bunch of questions and stuff right now. It says, race car, I was not sure about this one. It says, now you got NPCs. No wonder the aliens don't visit us. We have the power to change the world. We don't. That one confuses me, race car, but I could see, I get the joke. The aliens don't want to visit us because we have the power of God to change things. And he also said, I've seen the mystic amazingly shape the world. I got to see it before everyone else, which is true. He saw me learning this whole process. Race car is my best friend, so he's in the live. It says, absolutely, loud thoughts can alter your manifestation. If you believe it, it will happen. And he's like, he was the one who I've seen him manifest a lot of crazy things as well. And he's a master at speaking things into existence. He's the guy who believes that, like, I'm going to just do this. And he does not have any negative thoughts. He will take an idea that sounds bad to everyone else and do it and then make money with it or be successful at it. And everyone else will say it doesn't make sense. And
that's where the practice comes in. The more you practice, the more you see it happen, the more you believe it, and the more it just happens into existence for you.
Yeah, and I think a big thing that I attributed to for him is his confidence and self-concept. He's not arrogant or cocky, but humble about it. But he is, in his terms, cocksure of everything that he's going to do. Sounds like something you'd say. Yeah.
You don't have to be a douche canoe to have a good self-concept about yourself. You can just be like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I know I am.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So.
Unless.
I'm sorry. My bladder's about to explode. I'm going to be right back.
Okay, sounds good. You could let the chair or the blinds or whatever continue.
Pause this.
I don't know how you pause it, but I think we're going to get banned if you use it in the bathroom.
Nobody want to see that.
Yeah. You didn't even finish your beer yet. How'd you have to go?
I just ran through. Well, I found the juiciest watermelon. I think it was yesterday. I ate the hell out of that. So anyway, I will be right back.
Sounds good. I'll continue. I'll answer all these questions over here. I'm getting off now. Great live. Good night, gang and Inked. Good night to you too, Eric. It was nice having you on here, brother. Thank you. I love you both. Well, we love you too. Thank you, because just like Ink said, redoing something repeatedly is not enjoyable. Seems like work trying to get instead of having it, of course, because of. See, I always hate being the person to read. I feel like the dumb kid in class when he's got to read out loud, because for some reason it can burn someone out. Yeah, Ink is always big on saying watch for the burnout, and she's seen me so many times like go balls to the wall on this. It's like I really need this. I really need this. But if you need it, you can't have it because you need it, and it's contradicting to having in the end. If you're dating somebody that you want or you know everything is good, why are you talking about it? Why are you going balls to the wall at it? It's just like if I want to think about something in my life and be grateful for it, that's why gratitude is so important. If I'm grateful for something I already have, then I'm just grateful for it. Oh, look at that. We won too. Randy came in and sniped it with the likes. For the second time for manifesting him back, should I start visualizing of the end result again or just affirming? For some reason, I can't imagine the end result anymore. Well, Paris, for me, this is the first time I've ever encountered it. It's funny because somebody will usually, that's why I like to tell everyone what I'm doing. You got sniped at the end. Randy came in with some likes.
All right.
I was just going to answer this question. It's like, love you both. Thank you so much. Well, you're welcome. And I'm going to answer this question now. She was asking, she's trying to manifest her SP back for the second time. She used visualizing before. But should she visualize or affirm this time? I would say do what feels natural. She's saying she can't imagine this time. And for me, that's why this time, sixth time or whatever, I can't do the visualizing, and I'm not going to do this manifest a third party away fucking letter because I just don't feel like writing it. And I'm not going to like do any of that other stuff. But it's like, it's funny. People will come to me usually when I'm going through something. That's why I'm usually honest with what I'm going through, because it will let other people come through who need the same advice. For me, visualizing is my go-to. It's what I love to do. It's what feels natural. Writing a script feels natural. This time I can't do that with either one. For some reason, I've never encountered this before where I can't visualize something. So I'm doing affirming because that's the only thing that feels somewhat natural, is just saying what this is, and I've become a professional talker to sorts with this channel. So before, writing was my method of creativity. Now speaking on this topic is what is good for me. So I speak it into existence. So I would say affirm if you can't visualize, but whatever makes you feel good, do that technique.
Let me say this though, because when
Yeah.
I was trying to manifest SP to contact me again when we were in no contact, I didn't feel anything. I didn't
Mm.
believe it. I did not believe my affirmations. I didn't feel anything. The only thing that I would do was when I was feeling, like I said, the negative thoughts or anything like that. Sometimes I would have to be firm with myself and I would say, no, this is what's happening. Right.
Yeah.
But other than that, I didn't feel any excitement. Sometimes I would go off. So instead of saying intentions, it would just gradually go into an affirmation. And sometimes I'd be like, he's blowing up my phone. He's so obsessed with me, blah, blah, blah. You
Yeah.
know, I would do things like that, but I didn't feel anything. And
Yeah.
it still happened.
Yeah.
So if you can't visualize, if you're not feeling anything, don't worry about it. Just keep affirming.
Yeah. That's the thing, is you don't have to believe it or feel it. It's like, it's just repetitively, because you're not feeling anything when you're repetitively thinking negative about something. It's just coming through your head and going through your head and going through your head. And then eventually you'll start to get a feeling. Sometimes, like, you won't with manifest, like, in a positive way. Sometimes you won't, but in some degree it is impressing you, because it's again and again and again repetition. That's why hypnosis works, because you're hypnotizing yourself into something, and what you're doing is lulling yourself into believing something that's not real. Your SP is not cheating on you or leaving you or choosing someone else, but your thoughts of it again and again and again, repeated on the subconscious. It has no choice but to bring it into reality, because it doesn't know good and bad. You decide what good and bad are. It just gives you whatever you ask for, and whatever you're repeatedly asking for, you're getting.
Right, exactly. So, but that's where that comes in if you're having negative thoughts, because you have a story with this person, you have to cut those off immediately.
Yeah.
And then you have to go about affirming or doing whatever it is that feels good for you. And you have to be firm with yourself sometimes. I can remember yelling at myself mentally. I mean, I never did it out loud, thank God, because my kids would put me in a loony bin. But I would have to be firm. I said, no, damn it, why are you doing this? Stop, and just keep persisting. And sometimes you won't see it coming. You will see no movement whatsoever, and it just pops in. Sometimes you get a little clue. Like I said, when my friend told me that his butt had been kicked out, I knew it was done.
Yeah.
I didn't know when, but I knew it was done.
Yeah.
So.
And that's what you got to see. Let's see how long we got. How much you've grown, King. Yeah, you've seen me. Race cars known me since I was 19. Damn, you were 28, I think, when I met you too. In all honesty, that's a relief to hear. I think a lot of us worry that when we have a bad thought, that it's all over, but it isn't. The work continues even though negativity seeps in, because of the urge to succeed. Because the urge to succeed exists. Yeah, exactly. It's going to always be there knocking at the door, but it's your job to keep that gate. And if some of it seeps in, the gate cracks open, you turn on the flood of positivity and wash that motherfucker out. Turn on the hose and hose that bitch out.
Yep, you cut it right off, but that's where the mental work comes in. You have to be persistent. You have to be diligent. And really, if you'll just sit with yourself, like if you're starting off with this, if you just sit with yourself and you observe your thoughts and you really pay attention to what it is you're thinking about throughout the day to start off with, you'll be surprised. And even me, I mean, I've been doing this now for 3.5 years now, I think. And even me, still, we're human. We have our feelings. We get kind of grumpy and in a bad mood, and negativity does seep in.
Yeah.
But that's where being aware of your thoughts really plays into that, so you can stop it immediately.
Yeah.
So even tonight, I was having an argument with my ex and my mother, and lo and behold.
Yeah. And it was something you were talking about for a while too, for like a couple of weeks now. You were telling me like it was nothing came to a head yet, but you were thinking about it.
Yep. And I had that argument as I was driving home, and it was like, bam, I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Race car says needed this today. Thank you too. Well, you're welcome. And I told you, I was trying to get a hold of you earlier to meet with you, but this is the next best thing, and I could call you when we get off here too if you need to talk still.
Yeah, it's like after 11 for me, so I'm gonna have to get off pretty soon.
All right, cool. We'll do we'll maybe finish this match and one more, or finish this match and roll.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sounds good to me. Let me see. We got some other stuff off topic, but I don't know why, Nick. I saw and heard you winning money, and you said Mystic Manifesting strikes again. 10 minutes later, your live popped up on YouTube. Nick, so that sounds like a pretty good thing to me, because I think that means me and Race Car like to gamble. That means we're going to the casino tonight. Let me see.
So that's the time to do it too, when you're in a good mood.
Yeah, you've seen me go to the casino in a bad mood and have stuff that I don't want to that I don't want to fucking.
Yeah, but don't go expecting to win anything. That's it.
Yeah, you go to have fun. Like, remember those nights where I was going to all those little, I was texting you, I think I was going to the little casino huts, winning 50, 60 bucks here. I'm like, oh boy, I'm on a roll. The next one, I knew I was going to win here. And I'm going to the next one. And then, like, I'll find out some SP stuff that upsets me or some other things that bother me. And then it's like, oh, I had $400 in my wallet. Now I have zero. And I started with 40. I'm at 400. Oh, I'm back at zero. That's what I deserve. I'm garbage.
Yeah. Or if you go with the need to have to win,
Yeah.
you're not going to. Because if you really stop and think about it, you're going in there, I need to win, I need to win, I need to win. And if you're really honest with yourself, you're thinking, I'm not going to win crap.
Yeah. And that's how it
plays out.
Race Car says we're going to put our 401ks on black. The Mystic has won. The Mystic has won in world's unknown spots. Yeah, I have. I've won a lot of money in those little shacks that nobody knows in industrial areas. On those nights where I'm just riding around thinking about life.
That's so foreign to me because we just don't have that here in Florida.
It's newer here in Illinois. The past couple of years, they started popping up casinos everywhere. They passed some kind of gambling law. I'd say maybe within the past 5-6 years, it's like gambling everywhere. And I think they're trying to open a casino downtown or something too.
That's crazy. I've never been to a casino in my entire life, and I'm 46, so you got me beat there.
I've been there probably enough for 56 years of my life. How much time I've been spending them this past year. I just like it because it's like a direct manifesting thing. I said, my brother-in-law is in Florida and he can't place bets. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so you can't even use the app.
We're also one of the states that don't legalize the green stuff either. So it's
Really?
like only if you have the medical card.
See, that's how it started here too, and then it moved into, I think everyone could get it here.
Right. Yeah, it will eventually. We just gotta wait for the old codgers to die off.
Yeah.
So not that I'm gonna do it because I like to be more in control of my body than that.
Yeah. He said, "Oh, the green stuff."
Stuff. You
Let's.
gotta be really careful about what you say on TikTok.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I was surprised we got away with smoking this whole time
I know. Well,
and
maybe
drinking.
we did.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll find a ban later. Me and Race Car get banned all the time whenever we go live together. I got banned for saying something about. I said something about a cock in his. I said rock out with your cock out. I stole that line from him in his live, and I got banned. It says Nick and Ink, do you guys affirm out louder in your head? I do my head. You do your head too.
In my head. Yeah, in my head.
I'm glad you said that, Nick, because people saying the subconscious mind is stubborn and resists change. I'm like, how is it stubborn, but the subconscious mind doesn't know good from bad? No, don't leave, Ink. We're having fun. Wait, go to win and have fun. Can you explain that? Okay, I'll explain that one in a second. I'll say, just address that thing with subconscious. Yeah, the subconscious doesn't know good or bad. The only thing, this is one of my first messages on the channel too, was there's no good and bad. Everything just happens. You're the one who decides if it's good or bad, because something will happen to me. And if you don't know me, who the fuck cares what happened to me? So,
Well, here's the other thing, though. Your subconscious mind, you've been programmed for so much in your life that it's now trying to protect you.
Yeah, it's a survival and protection mechanism.
Yep.
Let's see.
And if you've gotten so much negativity from, let's say, SP in the past, and you've got that story, now your mind's trying to protect you by continuing to give you more of that negativity, because then you don't want that.
Yeah.
You don't want to get hurt. You don't, but we're also very, very afraid of what we don't know.
Yeah.
So if we haven't experienced something,
Yeah.
it's scary, whether
Yeah.
we're willing to admit it or not.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, it taught us to survive in the early days, but now it's where everything else is taken care of. It's looking for something that we have to fight to protect us, and it's usually that. And then race car just said, "I'm going to talk to my SP. I appreciate you guys. I look forward to the next live. Thank you guys." Well, you're welcome, sir. I hope it goes well. Give me a call or a text when you're done.
Yeah. Good luck.
And it says, "Wait, go to win and have fun. Can you explain?" Yes, when you're going to you're going there to win, you're expecting to win because you're having fun. But at the same time, you don't care if you win because you're just I don't know if we're doing a rematch or cutting it here.
Yeah.
Well, all right, we'll do this will be the last one then. So then what is it? Wait, yeah. So basically, you're going out to have fun. Like I'll go with friends and stuff like that. We're having fun, or I'm just gonna have a couple of drinks. I'll meet some people at these things. Usually at these things, they're the little gambling huts. It's a lot of degenerates, but like the people who work there are usually pretty friendly. Like some older ladies and stuff like that. Not the older ladies I like, but just some older ladies.
Cougars.
Yeah, not the cougars, but like the grandmas and like. And not the grandmas that I have sex with either, but like the grandmas that are like in their 60s or 70s. And but you meet them, you have a good time talking, you play the game, you like to see the things spinning, you're enjoying yourself, you're having a good time, and then what do you call it? And when you're going there, you're expecting to win and you're hoping you win. And then the money comes, it's like, well, just as I expected. It's like, okay, well, I'm either going to keep playing and I don't care if I lose all this. Same, and it will apply with SP and stuff like that too, because it's like, I'm just having fun going out today and doing this. And it's actually a connection I just made right now, making that analogy. It's what I should be doing when I'm with SP. Because if you have history with SP and you're going out with them, instead of trying to fix problems right there by talking it through, because trust me, as someone who's tried to talk it through and approach it psychologically and like a therapist, it never worked. But approaching it from my mind and having fun and in the moment living there, that's when the problems got solved. So I'm making tons of money at casinos when I'm just having fun and not caring. I'm having a great time with SP and building when I'm not caring, and things like that.
Because you don't have that need.
Yeah.
The more you need something for whatever reason, the more it's going to resist. You're gonna have resistance to it.
Yeah.
You're too desperate for it. Once you just let go and you're like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
I want you. So it's not that important. I'm still gonna choose to be happy, and you just become relaxed. So when you're relaxed, you don't have those negative assumptions. You don't have the negative thoughts that usually pop in.
Yeah.
It's just you're living in the moment. You're having fun.
Yeah. And I think that's the best way to do that one.
And I love my cocky, sassy self now that I can look at my SP and go, be gone.
Yeah. and it's like another thing too. I just thought about this because speaking of race car, I was thinking of a situation where not one man or a million can stand in your way when someone's trying to manifest their desire. And when you set an intention that you can't be manifested, there was a situation where somebody was trying to manifest him, and the channels and the way things lined up was that person who may actually be viewing this channel now, because that person followed me, was trying to manifest race car. And it's like not one man or a million could stand in your way. That person will, like, everything will line up for that person to have the opportunity. But if you just set because it's his reality, draws the line. I'm not accepting this. Because I know people, I've had this question before too. Well, what if your SP rejects you? Where's their free will? In their reality, you've been rejected. You're not part of their life. In your reality, there are. That's why they say there's parallel realities, and it gets too much into the quantum physics, and I don't want to question it too much. That's why I'm thinking the membership channel on YouTube is going to be more in-depth, like the psychics, the mediums, the parallel realities, the science, all that stuff that's like out there but doesn't really pertain to things. But if you're just interested in the deeper thought, I think that's what I should do.
Like the Matrix, there is no spoon.
I can't believe you just said that right now. I saw your video again. It kept popped up today on one of my other accounts about the spoon. And I looked up the scene and watched the scene again. The spoon doesn't exist. The SP doesn't exist. You create the SP. You create them to look that way, to act that way, to be who they are. And it's like, none of it's real. at the end. And this is a very dangerous thought because I don't want to put it out there that much because I don't want no crazy person to be, yeah, nothing's real. I can do whatever I want. It's like GTA. Hold on. No. Wait. It's not what I meant.
I mean, but really, when you think about it, I mean, when they're going, and this is a very sad situation, but when they're in some kind of psychosis like that, whatever they're seeing in their minds, it's real to them.
Yeah.
And so they act on it. The same thing with my dad. My mom was getting very frustrated with my father when his dementia started kicking in. And she said, you know, he went to this doctor's appointment. He did this, he did that, but he's telling me he never went. I was like, Mom, because for him, it doesn't exist right now.
Yeah.
In his mind, it doesn't exist. So therefore, it doesn't exist for him. I'm like, you got to understand that. You know, so it's very true. Whatever we have in our minds, that's what's existing for us. And that's why you have to be really honest with yourself. What are you really thinking about your specific person? What are you really thinking they're doing, assuming that they are who they are? That's who they're going to be.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And it's okay. I love you both and chat with you soon. Sounds good, Dion. We'll see you when you're next time. So you think we should call it there? I was just thinking, I'm like, it's 11:30 for you, right?
Yeah, I've got to be at work in the morning.
Oh,
so.
God. You don't have the kids tomorrow, right?
No, I don't have my kids tomorrow. But I am going to get an early morning phone call, so I don't even get to sleep in. So.
Oh, well. Well, I'll let you get your rest then, and we'll wrap this up. So if you want to say bye to the chat, I'll turn it this way. We'll see you guys.
It was fun doing this. I hope I helped it a little bit.
I think you helped them a lot. And we'll have to do another one. I'm trying to get on and do these more often. Maybe tomorrow night I'll do another one. Because tomorrow's my off day, but I got to get this thing out, this place appraised, so I should start cleaning now too. Because I have an early one.
I won't be here tomorrow night or Tuesday though.
You won't be?
No, because I got scouts.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So.
Bro, we'll figure it out one of these days.
All
right. It was good to see you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
And as always, guys, I love you very much, and we'll speak to you in the next one. I know I've not been putting out videos. I'm being very lazy, but I'm going to try this week to do it. Maybe tomorrow. I'm just trying to think of good topics. I have a lot, and then by the time I get home and it's time to record them, I'm just, I got to put a suit on. I got to do this, and it's I don't do it, but I'm going to push myself to do it. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.